Good evening, one all. I am back. It's only been 2 weeks off, and I feel like it's been forever. Got to see if I can remember how to use this stuff. Anyway, welcome one and all to Tuesday night Seeds of Wisdom. Slightly later than usual. Had to download some virus protection with all this stuff going on. Had to make sure the laptop was nice and clean before we're ready to go. But we're here, we're doing it. My name is David Daniels. I also go by the name of the Shy Man. Kind of encapsulates my story from shyness, being crippled by it, overcoming it, and taking my weakness and using it as my strength. And I just want to welcome everyone who's on here. If anyone's on here, please let me know. Say hello, how you doing? Let me know who I'm talking to. Let me know if I'm talking to myself. It's all good. And I'm going to try and utilize a bit of technology. So just bear with me because there's an image I came across. There's an image I came across on the weekend, and it's only been 2 weeks. Yeah, there's an image that I came across, and I wanted to share it with you. I've tried to share it with you. You see, since doing this, it's really unleashed my creativity, and I find I'm quite a deep thinker anyway at the best of times. Kobe, how you doing? Thank you for watching. Say hello, say hello. Have you had a good day? Talk to me, talk to me. Yeah, it's unleashed my creativity, and I find I'm a deep thinker anyway, but I find meaning in everything. So I was in London with my friend, and my battery was low on my phone. I was saying, I found this image. Take a picture of this. Take a picture of that. He must have felt like I was his private photographer or something, or he was my private photographer. But anyway, I'm going to talk if I can share an image with you. If not, I'll have to try and talk it through with you. Anyway, let's get on to the message. So this message came to me maybe about 2 weeks ago. It was actually a different title. It was actually about comparing yourself to other people, and it was inspired by my good wife. I was actually frustrated with my good wife, and I'll explain why later. But actually, the message, as it usually can do with my messages, and kind of took another life of its own. So this is about competition, and this is about competition, whether it's a blessing or a curse. And this may need to go into a two-parter, but I'm hoping to cover everything tonight, having to watch me talk about this over 2 weeks. So we're going to talk about competition firstly, the blessing of competition. Now, what can competition do for you? And I'll tell you the reason I retitled this competition. So there's a good friend of mine. I used to go to the old church I used to go to. He used to go to. You probably heard me talk about him several times. His name is John Finlayson. He goes by the name of me. And if you haven't heard me talk about him, basically he was prisoned from a young age. I think 12 or 13. He found God in prison. He's also blessed with the gift of music, and he's recorded a couple of albums. And what he does now, he set up a band, if you like, called Finley Music, but it's also a ministry where he goes into prisons and he worships to them, plays songs from his album, and then he'll talk to them about God and his life. And he really has kind of taken a shortcut to get their attention because he's been one of them. He's been in the prisons before. Now, John, been a big supporter of what I've been doing with Seeds of Wisdom, and for those of you know, I used to do praying online on a Sunday night. I've since stopped that in the last few weeks, prayer time, and he's a very busy man. But every now and then he drops into one of my videos, gives me encouragement, gives me support and praise, which I really appreciate. Now, in the last few weeks, John has started doing his own Facebook Lives. You see, my stuff, if you don't know already, I'm a Christian. My stuff, the Seeds of Wisdom is kind of subtle. I sometimes talk about my faith, kind of underline. The prayer stuff is more explicit. Obviously, I'm praying as part of my faith as a Christian. And I believe John's done about 2 or 3 videos, but his is very explicit. He's talking about his faith, teaching people. And he started doing Facebook Live now. And I've seen that. I haven't watched the videos yet, but I noticed it's been attracting a lot of attention in terms of views. And that's fantastic. I'm encouraged by it. I'm glad that someone else is using the power of social media to show who they are and to show their faith and what actually it means to live as a Christian. So for me, that Is it competition? I don't really see it as competition, but you might say it's competition. You might say, oh, he's got 200 views. I don't think I've done a video of 200 views. No, but I'm taking a positive out of that. Like I say, John has supported me a long way. I want to support him in turn. What we're doing is all to show the same God. So, and I'll be watching John, I'll be observing him, and I'll be looking, what can I take from John to improve what I'm doing? And that's where the competition can help you be a better version of yourself. For those of you who know anything about football, the two, unarguably, the two greatest players on this earth right now are Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Now, you have your opinions on which one's the better or the other, but I personally don't think they'll be the players they were if they didn't have the other one to drive the other one on. They're both fantastic players. There's an award, the World Football of the Year. They've won it on different years, and I'm sure one looks at the other and think that's going to spur me on, because if I'm not at my best, then he's going to be better than me. He's going to win the personal awards. So in that instance, competition, it can be a good thing. It can be a good thing. But I believe if you spend too much time looking at the competition, looking at their strengths and pointing at your own weaknesses, then it can become a curse. It can literally be a chain dragging you along. And this is where my wife comes in. So my wife is always comparing herself. She's fantastic. She's got so much ability. I'm blessed to know, and I'm also blessed to be married to her. But the time I've known her, she's grown so much, and she's got much more growing to do. And sometimes I probably don't always say it, but well, I did a whole video on her some time ago. Maybe I'm due to do another one. Yeah, it's just I'm just amazed to see her, and I'm just glad to be a small part of that. But she often talks herself down, and she often compares herself to others, and it really frustrates me. It's like, stop worrying about other people. And I've been guilty of this many a times with my own shyness. Everyone seems to be getting on with life, and there's me. Why me? Why this? Why that? And that? But this constant. It's not a balanced view you're giving. You're looking at everybody's strengths and you're pointing at your own weaknesses. Not that I'm saying you should be pointing at people's weaknesses, but it's not comparing apples with apples. You're looking at everyone has got weakness. We're all human. We all fail at times. But all you're looking at is one side of the coin, and you're looking at everyone's strengths. But then you're not looking at that same side of the coin for yourself. You're flipping the coin over. The coin side is weaknesses, and you're just looking at your own weaknesses. Of course, there's going to be a gap in between. And this is where competition can be a curse. If you're constantly looking at the competition, if you're constantly looking at what other people have got, you're constantly saying, I wish this, I wish that. What are the kind of things that people say? They're better looking than me, they're more intelligent than me, they're healthier than me, they're wealthier than me, they've had a better start than me, they're luckier than me. Look, don't get me started on luck. I don't believe in luck. I need to do a video on this sometime. I believe in good fortune. I believe you can correct. If you want to use the word luck instead of fortune, you're thinking I'm just trying to be creative or clever. I definitely do believe there's a difference in fortune and luck. But let's just use the word luck. I believe if you put yourself in the right places enough of the time, if you're into sales, if you're out there talking to as many people, you will create your own luck. Again, drawing back to football, Manchester United under the years of Alex Ferguson, it became a habit of them, like, in the 90th minute, in the 91st minute, in the 92nd minute, they score a goal, they score 2 goals, they score 3 goals, they win the game. Now, for me, observing that, and I'm a Liverpool fan, so, you know what I mean, I hated the way they did that, but you've got to respect them because it happened too many times for it just to be luck. I believe the reason they created their own luck because they kept on going. No matter what the result is, the game lasts 90 minutes plus injury time. They kept on going until that final whistle was blown. They did not give up. They still believed they could win a game. And in that aspect, things happen. Things happen when your attitude is right. And then some people turn around and say, oh, you're lucky, you're lucky. No, it's not luck. It's not just something that happens. You put yourself in the right place, in the right time, enough of the time, things will happen, doors will open. Did you think when I started out on this journey back in July that I've been meeting some of the people I've met, I've been doing some of the things I've been doing? No, you just start and then things just happen. Other doors get open, people you meet. So don't talk to me about luck. Don't have that conversation with me. All right? So we use these statements about other people. We elevate other people, which is great. We should be edifying people, but not to the detriment of yourself or to other people. You're looking at other people's strengths, but you're looking at your weaknesses. Of course, there's going to be a gap divide. But what about looking at your strengths? Or if looking at the competition is going to put you in this state of mind where you're just constantly dragging yourself down, then don't look at the competition. Don't look at the competition. Run your own race. Do you stay in your lane? And yeah, I've been using my wife as an example, but I had my prime example of this. When I started out on this journey of self-talking, public speaking on Facebook back in July, I was part of a group of about 20 speakers. And a lot of these guys were coaches, already in business for themselves. Some of them already been doing public speaking in audiences, traditional public speaking. And I think in the first week and a half, we was all set different challenges, and I struggled to keep up with the pace. And I said myself, I was comparing myself to these people. I was saying, well, they're already doing this. They're much further down the line than I am in terms of coaching and speaking gigs. And I don't deserve. I said this literally to the guy who was running. I said, look, I'm going to come out of this route. I'm finding it overwhelming in terms of doing stuff on Facebook Live and getting notifications and adding friends, whatever. I find this too overwhelming. I feel I don't, it's my word, I feel I don't deserve to be in this group. I was always like, someone else should take my place. I'm kind of like holding someone else back from being in this group. I'm going to stop. And unfortunately, a lot of people in the group reached out to me via voice messages, texts, and said, look, what you're doing is great. You're being you, you're being authentic, you're humble, carry on doing what you're doing. If it wasn't for that support, I probably wouldn't be speaking to you right now. So, you know, that's practice what you preach. Like I say, I'm human. I do these videos. I do these videos for whoever's watching, but I also do them for myself. Also do them for myself. So as much as I'm talking to you right now, I'm talking to myself. See, this message has been wearing in my head for a couple of weeks now, and as I'm speaking, I'm listening to myself. So when I talk, I'm not just talking to you like I know it all and I've got it all sorted. This is also for me as well. So, prime example, when I was comparing myself to my competition and talking about all their strengths and then pointing out all my weaknesses. And what I've learned is that I just need to do me. I just need to run my own race. They're all running their own races. I need to run my own race, and I'm very proud of what I've done in terms of Facebook Live, and it's grown from that. My confidence has grown, and who knows where it will lead me. And that's why I continue to do this as well. Again, from selfishness, it helps me with my creativity, and hopefully these messages will help someone else. And there's also a legacy thing in there. I'm hoping my boys, my children, or cousins, or nephews will, I don't know, 20, 30 years down, watch this and be inspired by it, or just inspired, not necessarily what I'm saying, just even the action of me doing this will inspire them to do whatever they want to do, whatever their dreams and goals are. So, how long have we been on for? Bear with me one moment. Time is something that I'm being conscious of. Hey, we've got some people on here. We've got Junior. How you doing, Junior? Congratulations to Spurs. Great season. We need to be doing better than you next season. Liverpool, but no, fantastic season. Hope all goes well with the stadium move. Arliss, how you doing, sir? I'm missing my hot water, my peppermint tea in the morning. Me and Linda, no pressure there. Mr. McVeigh, my driving buddy. Thank you for the lifts, and your friendship means a lot to me. So we got a few people on there. Hope you get something from this message. So how long have I been recording for? Yeah, 15 minutes. Okay, we're good. Right. I almost forgot about your homework. So I don't want people just to watch me and just think, it's all right what he's saying, or maybe it's not all right what he's saying, whatever you want to think. I really want people to take away something from this. So I kind of have a bit of fun, kind of call it homework, or the Shyman's takeaway. What can you take away from this message? Right. I want you, if you're comparing yourself to other people, at least compare apples with apples. Yeah. It's good to point at other people's strengths. It's good to build people up. It's good to recognize what they're doing if it helps you get better at what you're doing. But if you're the type of person who compares your weaknesses against other people's strengths, I want you to stop doing that, and I want you to write down, speak aloud, record on audio, tell somebody, not just think in your head, do something, a second action. What are your strengths? What are you good at? What can you do that no one else can do? So if you struggle with that question, then revert to the other two questions. What are you good at? What do you enjoy? What do you enjoy doing? If I asked to speak about something, a passion, and you wouldn't need any notes or anything like that, what is it? Is it your children? Do you love your children? Do you? You may not realize the strengths you have. You said, I'm devoted to my children. My children are my life. I do everything for them. I look after them. I look to spend time with them. That's a strength. That means that you have a heart for other people. You may not realize that's the skill you have. You're prepared to put other people before yourself. And if you're planning, like kids in the holidays, what to do, then you may have good planning skills. You may have good research skills. So if you don't think about the kind of things you do, think about what's important to you and draw things out of that. And if you're not sure how to do that, then contact someone else, get a friend. You contact me if you want and tell me what you do, and I'll draw out the skills that you've got. You may not realize the skills you have. And then, and this is a bone of contention for some people, a lot of people say, what do they say? They say, focus on your weaknesses, like build up your weaknesses, build up what you're good at. And then some people say, and I'm kind of leaning towards this one, no, focus on your strengths. Get other people to address to do what you're not good at. Focus on your strengths. Identify your strengths. There you go. That's your homework. Identify your strengths. Identify two strengths. Two strengths. If you want to share them now, share them now. Not have a think, but do something. Write it down. Record it on a voice note to yourself. I want you to take that extra step of action, not just thinking about it in your head. Because it's amazing what happens when you engage other senses. Speaking, listening, writing. So that's your homework. And now I want to post an image. I don't know if it's going to work. I might have to post it afterwards. I don't think it's going to work. Right, I'm going to try this. Just bear me 2 moments. Experimenting on the job. Anyone want to comment? Please do so. Right. I don't actually know if this is going to work. Let's try this a different way. I'm guessing people can't see this. Try this way. Let's have a look. Let's try and get that right position. Right. The wonders of technology. So what it is the part of the picture. Hey, complete the love coach of the year. Woo woo. Everybody, a spirit-filled lady with lots of love. Check out her company, Humble Unlimited. Doing big things, and she's been a big support to me. Congratulations, complete. Thank you for joining. Right, I'm gonna post this picture afterwards. But basically, what it is, I was at Liverpool Street Station waiting for the train to get back to Ipswich, and I saw this. And when I said about finding meaning in everything, I found some meaning in this. I hope this helps, and I'll probably post this separately. So right, where's got the letter A? The destination is Norwich. The train left at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's about, I was going to Ipswich, so there was about 3 stops to Ipswich in that one. Okay, now image, or the part of the picture where it's B, was a train that left at 2 minutes afterwards, which was going straight to Ipswich. But you can see where I marked the red line, Ipswich is the last station. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 10 stops before you get to Ipswich. So both trains were passing by the same destination, but one train took a longer journey than the others. And this for me was an analogy of life. So all of us, or some of us sometimes, are heading to the same destination, but some of us take slightly longer to get to the same destination than others. But what the sad thing about it is, some of us don't realize this, and we give up before we get to the destination. And if you keep going, you're going to get to your destination, maybe just not as quickly as someone else. Run your own race. I'm definitely in category B. All those stops in between was my pains with shyness, with knowing my identity, with who I am. But I'm getting to my destination just as the people on the train to Norwich are. And I don't even realise that our destination at the time was Ipswich with Norwich. Thank you, complete. The race is not for the swift. You see, with Norwich, the train to Norwich, it actually goes past Ipswich. And that's where I am at the moment. God has made me realise that I have got something to give in this world. And I'm starting to give it, but I'm going to Norwich. I'm going beyond my destination. And I want the same for you guys too. So I hope that helps. I know it's a bit grainy. We've worked with what we've got. I'll post this up separately, perhaps. I hope that find meaning in everything. You'll find meaning in everything, even a train timetable. And so there you go. Right, that's me. I'm out. It's good to be back. Like I say, it's been 2 weeks. It's felt like forever. And I'm glad to see I've still got an audience. So I always say, please, if you think this message is going to be of use to someone, please share it. If you don't, then don't share it. Thank you, Complete, for your comments, the interactivity. That's why I prefer to do live videos rather than recorded ones. I do them from time to time, but I really enjoy the interactivity. Keeps me on my toes as well. So that's me. I'm out. I hope you have a blessed week, all of you. If you want to watch any of my past videos, they're up on YouTube or in my profile on Facebook. And God willing, I'll be back next week. I've managed to capture everything in the one Facebook Live. Yeah, hey, so there we will know part 2. So there'll be another message next week. And take care. It's good to be back. Take care. Shine and smile. I'm out.